Welcome to Wager Talk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk.
Golazo, baby. The World Cup is here, Andy. How are we going to be betting on it? We're going to talk about that on the show here. Gianni, the Greek, going to let us know what he's seeing in World Cup action. Of course, we got your reactions to NBA Finals. Of course, we'll talk Stanley Cup Game 5. I will let you know what's coming up here on the program. But right here, right now, Andy, on a beautiful Thursday, let's get to the Wager Talk Today play of the day. And for tonight, we're heading to the ice, Andy. What do we got for the folks?
So we got a plus money play here that I absolutely love. And we got to go with Jordan Staal, who had an incredible goal in the last game. And we're getting plus 127 on him just to have a point. He's got point in all games in this series. The last two games, he's had 2 points. He's on the first power play line, and that's where he's been doing his damage last 3 games. A power play point in each game. He's got 6 and 5 shot attempts the last 2 games, and Carolina's been scoring. They scored 3 or more goals in each game in this series. So wrap it all up, and plus 127 is way too good to pass up. So Jordan Staal to record a point is going to be today's play of the day.
Yeah, I love this one. He's such a big part of what they do, Andy. And as you said, it's cashed in every time. So this is one of the things that we tend to do in the prop market, especially when you're getting plus money like this. Keep going to the well. Keep going to the well. So only a point is what we're looking for from Staal here tonight. We cashed yesterday's Alvarado. He made us wait a little bit. We're now 27 and 17 on these plays, Andy. And you had it nailed. You said the minutes will be there. Don't worry. The minutes will be there. So we cashed another one for you guys. That was a client play as well. We just gave you a free client play. Coming up here on the show, as I said, Gianni the Greek, going to kick things off with him. Joe Raineri is joining us. We're going to talk Stanley Cup Game 5. It is all knotted up at 2 apiece. We'll talk about the NBA Finals. We'll do a little look ahead. Some reaction as well to the Spurs losing that game, but also the Knicks eclipsing the largest deficit in NBA Finals history and getting the dub last night in front of all those hardcore fans that pay a lot of money for their tickets. Oh, wait, that's just celebrities that get them for free courtside. Mexico taking on South Africa. That's at 3, Andy. South Korea taking on the Czech Republic. That's at 9. We're going to talk to Carmine Bianco, soccer expert, about those. So we are loaded, man. Let's get into it.
Just real quick here, easy under with Brian Power yesterday, maybe next time. What a great way to eliminate yourself from winning the 3-day flex pass, to throw an insult my way when me and Dan pick who wins the 3-day pass. Wow.
That is an interesting strategy.
I mean,
we'll see if that one pays off big for him.
Oh, just kidding. All right.
Maybe he was being genuine. Maybe he was being genuine, Andy, right?
By the way, I've gotten a lot more right than wrong.
You're not wrong
on this segment.
You're not wrong.
All right, let's bring in Gianni, and we got to talk all things sports right off the bat. Andrew wants to know, is minus 500 is value on the Knicks series, knowing it only happened once coming back from 3-1. Is minus 500 value?
No. I mean, the Knicks side is the value side. The problem is we've watched this series, the way it's played out. You just don't have that confidence that they're going to follow what you expect historically. Again, breaking into these box scores, the end result, there's a lot of luck involved. This could very easily be a flip series on the San Antonio side. That's why this money line is so short. A 3-1, a team up 3-1, like the Knicks, you'd usually have them up like minus 1,500 in this spot, at least over 1,000, where they're in that, 9 out of 10 probability range, not minus 500. But it just goes to show you that there was a lot of luck involved in these outcomes. So there's not that confidence. And if the Spurs are able to win Game 5, all of a sudden it's like the nervous tension is back. Again, this is a team that was down almost 30 points yesterday, but managed to come back. But also the flip side, how did the Spurs respond to that? Like, do they just quit now? So those are the questions that make this bet difficult. And there's no room for error when you're laying minus 500. You got to be on point. Personally, I'm not running to the window to bet it. It wouldn't be the worst bet. It would be for me favorite or pass. But again, just looking at these box scores and the way this series is played out, is anyone safe? So for me, at -500, it's a favorite or pass. But I don't see value in taking the Spurs at this kind of plus money, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's better bets. There's just way better bets to make in the series. So, Spurs are dead. No, they're not dead. I can't fault the Aaron Fox for trying to go for the layup. I thought he got fouled. He was going to get fouled anyway and go on the free throw line. I didn't think it was that bad of a. There's a lot of people from the game catching a lot of shit, and I disagree. This team is full of 21 and 22-year-olds. Like, oh, they blew a big lead on the road in the NBA Finals. Like, yeah, it happens. The Knicks did it last year, and so what happens? These teams go through progressions. You blow it, you learn from it, and then they get better. I can't fault a young team in the NBA Finals blowing a lead and just go, oh, what an all-time whatever. I don't know. No, but don't bad.
Like you said, though, a team up 3-1, right, in the NBA Finals is 37-1. That's it. You're up 3-1, regardless whether you're home or away, it doesn't matter. 38 times it's happened. A team went up 3-1. 37 out of 38 times they were able to get it done. And in fact, if you look at the road team, so forget how they won or lost, but just the road team being up 3-1, it's happened 9 times in the NBA Finals. All 9 times they won the series. It's happened 91 times in all of the NBA playoffs, first round to the finals, where the road team for the series is up 3-1, 81-10. So 81 out of 91 times, almost 90% they've won. That's why I'm telling you, like, historically, it should be up around that -900, -1,000 range. But it's just the way that these two teams have played this series. I think that makes even sharp bettors not willing to take advantage of this price where usually they would. Again, but it shows you how rare this series is. The way it's played out with the road team winning the first 2 and then losing game 3 at home, then winning game 4 like the Knicks did yesterday, that's only happened once in the NBA Finals, one time. And that time they actually lost game 5 on the road. They won the series, but they lose game 5. So, I mean, again, it's one of these series that's playing out very rare compared to anything we've seen before. And that makes it difficult for the books, but it makes it difficult for the bettors as well. I'm taking it game by game. I'll tell you straight out, I do like the Spurs in game 5. They should have probably quit yesterday. Like, I mean, that's the way it turned out. It's you would think you'd fade them in that next game. But I just think returning home, Knicks on the road, up 3-1, no pressure. I think the Spurs able to get the win. I'm a little bit surprised that money line's still at -190 for game 5. I got a feeling that'll probably go off at like 240, 250 for the Spurs money line, because that should be the sharp side. Because even like historically, even all playoff rounds, teams up 3-1, the road team up 3-1, 70% of the time they've lost this game 5. So forget the finals, just all the rounds. Like, this has happened before, and they haven't fared very well in this game 5. But again, giving up a 25, 30-point lead, I don't know if those other series played out like that in game 4. So, just something to talk about. I like Spurs in game 5. I don't think they come back to win the series, though. So if you like the Knicks, maybe wait till after game 5. You get a better price for the series.
What are we looking at? MLB limited card.
Very, very limited card and very limited sharp action so far. In fact, I haven't even put out a Steam sheet because there's not much to share. 954 Mets -130. 951 Miami -115, which just got hit this morning. and then the over 9.5 and 10 in Texas KC. That's it. That's all I got. But what I can tell you is I just bet and released a 4% on Kansas City team total over 4.5. A little juicy at minus 135, 145. We were good up till like close to 150. They were taken, but over 4.5 in Kansas City team total. Again, I released that to my subscribers. Follow, fade, use the info as you choose. But it does line up with the game being steamed over for total 9.5 and 10. So see how that turns out. But like you said, not a lot of action in Major League Baseball today. Almost like the stock market. They're all waiting SpaceX IPO tomorrow. So it's like the last week everybody's trying to become liquid by, you saw they're dumping a lot of those stocks that had huge gains so they could have money to put into the SpaceX IPO. And it's kind of like that in the sports betting market. It's like awaiting the crazy weekend with NBA, White House card, World Cup. Like there's a lot coming up the next few days. Exciting time for sports betting, but slow today in Major League Baseball. NHL, we do have pivotal game 5. Nothing sharp to report. Let me check again. Except for the initial opener that was in the steam sheet yesterday. Carolina got hit as soon as that line went up for game 5, which makes sense. Home teams do well in this spot. On paper, we talked about it. Carolina was the better team. Sharps bet them before the series. They bet them after they lost game 1 in the adjusted series line. They've been looking to ride Carolina throughout this series. Wasn't surprised they bet them again in game 5 as soon as that line opened at minus 150. That's why we're looking at minus 160s right now. Nothing on the total. Public's been betting these totals over, and they've been cashing every single time. So I don't think that's going to change. I think they're going to go over again tonight. And the sports books are in a jam. Like you can't go higher than 6. Really, I mean, you can, but it's rare in the playoff game. And more importantly, all you can keep doing is juicing that over, but it hasn't stopped bettors from taking it. They just keep betting the over, parlaying the over, regardless what side they take. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the public take Vegas tonight and help limit some of that sharp money on Carolina, just because Vegas is, as a dog, has been, cashing tickets, and they have been the public team throughout this series. It's almost like a sharp versus public series, and you usually get public on the favorites, but that changes when you get the championships, when you get the playoffs, because all these teams are relatively good when you get the finals, when you get the championships, and they don't mind betting the dog in those finals, unlike regular seasons and stuff. So again, I think that'll offset that Carolina money coming in from the sharps early.
Anything for World Cup?
Yeah. So far, Mexico's getting bet like they already won the game. I can tell you that. I released 2 or 3 premiums already. Here's some future for you. I bet 2 futures, Spain and Argentina. Spain's my favorite. Argentina was my more or less long shot. I bet these early, probably a few weeks ago, got 5-1 on Spain, got 10-1 on Argentina. Yesterday or the day before, I sent out another prop that was Japan at plus 150 to make the Sweet 16, or the 16, whatever you call it, at plus 150. We took Japan to get into that final 16. Today, package is up. Both games are in there. Currently number 1 in soccer, profit for 2026. When it comes to soccer, I told you how I do it. With the World Cup, luckily I have power ratings. So when they sharps bet, if my power ratings line up, we fire. But otherwise, I piggyback what they're betting. And speaking of that, we did bet Argentina League this morning. I'll give you that real quickly. It's in Argentina, and it's Deportivo Morón and Ciudad Bolivar. So that's Morón and Bolivar. We are going under 1.75 juiced, or under 1.5 at plus money. So under 1.75 juiced, or under 1.5 at plus money. I know all the attention's on the World Cup, but you see a sharp bet like that in the accounts, you pay attention. That's where my soccer profits come from in 2026. Don't let me fool you. But excited for the World Cup because I do have my own set of power ratings to follow ahead. So hopefully we start off with a winning day today. But like I said, it's all Mexico, all Mexico, all Mexico. Don't be afraid to sprinkle a little South Africa action.
Let's talk a little bit about the UFC card on Sunday. I can't tell you how much I hate that this is on a freaking Sunday night.
Yeah.
Like, just staying up late on a Sunday to watch these damn fights that get up early. We got money coming in on Topuria. There's some Justin Gaethje interest out there, at least on DraftKings. There is. What are you seeing on some of these fights? We only got a couple of them that are even remotely close to a even money line. It's just chalk galore. What do you see?
Gaethje's going to get money from the public. They're going to bet Gaethje. They'll have Topuria and Topuria by knockout in a bunch of parlays, but rest assured, they'll sprinkle a little something on Gaethje. So I don't think the books will have a ton of risk on that, and I think they'll be just fine with a Topuria win. It's Pereira and Gane that I'm a little bit surprised that the line hasn't flipped yet. I expected Pereira to already be a favorite. I mean, it's already Thursday. I guess maybe because it's Sunday, the fight's not Saturday. But I thought I would start to see the Pereira money start to come in. O'Malley, obviously, he's getting bet one-sided against Zahabi. Why? Because Zahabi stands and bangs, and that's right up O'Malley's alley. It's like bottom line. Oh, that rhymed. We know how to beat O'Malley. The blueprint's been shown by Merab. The problem is Zahabi's attempted one takedown in his 7-fight win streak, and he's secured 0. So unless he could become Merab in 6 to 8 weeks of camp, I doubt it's going to happen. So the O'Malley money came in early from the sharps and is coming in from the public now. Hoofy, Chandler, the believe it or not, they're not going to have a lot of risk on this fight because the public is and again, when I say the public, you got to remember, it's not a disrespect. It's just, this is like a Super Bowl. This White House card is being bet like a Super Bowl. So the recreational bettors and many that don't even bet MMA every week or only bet UFC, let's say, they're betting this White House card. So that money is going to be overwhelming compared to anything sharp. So as far as like Roofy and Chandler, you're going to get the public money betting, sprinkling a little something on Chandler. At 5-1, they're going to do that. But then they'll have Roofy in their parlays. That's what usually happens. And the books don't end up with much risk on those kind of fights, the big chalk. Dawkins and Nickel, not much action here. A little bit surprised that I haven't seen much action and you haven't seen much line movement either. It shows you just how low Nickel's stock has dropped because this is the same line he was against De Ridder. And now he's only a minus 350 against Dawkins. So again, value possibly. Garcia Lopez, I've seen sharps on both sides of that, which makes sense because it's the closer line fight. And then Hokit Lewis, Sharp got out on Hokit. They liked Hokit, obviously. The youth, the athleticism, but the public's going to more than offset that risk because they were going to bet Lewis anyway. But against Hokit, it adds to it. Like, he's so polarizing that even though he does have his fans, he has those that just want to watch him lose. And with Derek Lewis on the other side and being so dangerous and watching Hokit absorb all that punishment in his last fight, if he fights like that, you can see why they're betting Lewis. So the public's going to bet Lewis, and that's why this line isn't up to 450, 480. Usually that's exactly what you'd see here, but you notice it's got up to like 450 earlier in the week. But now, as the recreational bettors starting to bet this card, you're seeing what they're taking. They're taking some of these dogs, and the big dogs that they like is Lewis is one of the big dogs that they love, and they obviously going to sprinkle on Gaethje in the main event when it's all said and done because you're getting Gaethje at over 4-1.
All right, so Seth says, I'm not sold on Gane. Call me crazy with Poatan minus 110. Gianni, what's your take on this fight?
Yeah, here's the thing. It's hard to knock Poatan with what he's done, but you are asking him to now move up 3 weight classes, and that's from middleweight. And you got to remember, one of his biggest advantages was his size and being able to bully his opponents. You're not going to be able to do that as easily at heavyweight. Also, Gane was a kickboxer himself, but if there's any grappling upside, I think it's on the Gane side. Finally, Gane's been in there against very dangerous strikers before. He survived Ngannou. He survived Lewis. He survived Rosenstruck. Like, he's been in there with guys that could land a knockout punch. And I think that's why you're seeing some of that sharp money that came in early on Gane. It's kept this line where he's a slight favorite. And again, the guy's only lost to John Jones and Ngannou. And I'm not too sure how, Pereira would fare against John Jones or Ngannou. Those are the questions coming in. And that's why this is a coin flip. Again, I can't fault anyone for betting Pereira. But those are some of the arguments that I've been hearing on the Gane side from guys that I respect. Like, his strength of schedule is there. He has fought in 5-round title fights. He's got the experience. He's got the grappling upside, at least against Poatan. Like, there are things to like on the Gane side, but he's just not a fan favorite. Like, he's not exciting with all those no contests and just the bullshit that's surrounding his career is why he just hasn't really attracted much like love from the fans. And that follows to the betting window. Otherwise, he would usually be, I'll tell you straight, historically, you would expect him to be a minus 150 in this fight. The unproven guy in Poatan having moved. I mean, we saw him get knocked out by Adesanya at 185. So, like, if Adesanya could knock him out at 185, he could obviously get knocked out by Gane up at heavyweight, where I haven't seen Gane get knocked out. I've seen him get choked out, but I haven't seen him get knocked out. So again, there are arguments there, and that's why usually Gane would be a favorite. Now, Pereira may make a great bet if Gane was a minus 150 favorite, but that is what we would expect at heavyweight from a guy moving up from where he started at middleweight, and not getting plus money doesn't make a lot of sense. But it is Poatan, and he has shown to be able to, carry that power up with him. And it's not like Gane's a grappler by trade, where he's got to worry about the grappling, but he's going to feint. He's going to at least try to mix it in, I think. At least follows his coach, I would tell him to. So those are some of the Gane arguments. But yeah, brother, I don't blame you for betting Pereira. Yeah, don't blame you at all. But pay attention to the total. The total is being bet over. So it's kind of weird how the heavyweights is being bet over at 2.5, and the lightweights are being bet under at 1.5. Crazy world we live in.
I love Gane in this spot. The move up to weight class, Pereira is not going to have the cardio. Gane has the cardio. And you're right. People don't like him. He basically ended Tom Aspinall's career. And he's as durable as they come, man. Like, he can take punches, and he's going to pull away late, in my opinion. So I like Gane. So Seth, yes, I will go head to head with you on the 3-day flex pass. So he likes Pereira. So if Pereira wins, you get a complimentary 3-day flex pass. If Gane pulls it out, you know what to do. So, all right, before we let you go, Hammer Thursday, Gianni. Okay, yes, all right. So for those of you that don't know this segment, Gianni found a ridiculous play on social media with the ridiculous reasoning. And the guy said to hammer it. So every Thursday, I'm going to try and find a play that's got a ridiculous handicap. And here it is. Zebby Matthews over 4.5 strikeouts. He's gone over in every single game he's faced Detroit in his entire career. I'm just going to leave out he's only played him twice, and it was last year against different lineups. So
ignore that part. Ignore that part.
How's that for a Hammer Thursday? Play does kind of fits the criteria there a little bit. So what do you have up for everybody, Yanni?
I got my World Cup package up, the multiple bets for today's game, and more importantly, some futures in there as well. And I should have a World Cup package up. There should be a soccer package up, because I'm really, really excited over these next couple of weeks. Ton of opportunities. Because of the heavy influx of recreational bettors, will find a ton of value. My UFC package is up with a 5%. I'm coming off a 5% winner in the NBA last night, where we swept. Nice 4-1 night. And gave out baseball to subscribers already, but haven't been able to put a package together. Still working on the NHL as well. Otherwise, those two packages are up. Like I said, UFC package and World Cup. And Day by day, other than that, man. Ready to grind. Best of luck to everyone the next few days.
All right, Gianni will be joining us tomorrow to get us ready for the weekend. Awesome stuff, Gianni. Dan, we've got 4% World Cup best bet that goes up. We got Carmine coming on a little bit later. So we also have a cricket play that just popped up. So I went ahead and attached that for tonight. Both of those plays are tonight. So go grab that. And we got a 5% NASCAR play. That NASCAR play is probably going to come down Saturday. So get it locked in, because once qualifying and practice starts, then the line is going to change completely by the time. Don't wait till Sunday, because this line is not going to be out there once qualifying hits. So, all right, let's bring in Joe Raineri to talk about hockey. Joe's talking about hockey, and then we got to talk.
Joe's ready to talk anything.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know, Joe. I think people are overreacting to the choke job. It's a team of young guys. Well, I think Fox is kind of unfairly. Job. Yeah, Joe. You think they choked in historic fashion, huh?
You want to talk about a roller coaster of emotions last night. I thought poor Ben Stiller was going to cry on national television. That first half was just brutal. Then, of course, the NBA took a page out of the NFL book and started panning to Taylor Swift. And I'm like, they're going to lose by 100 in this game now. Like, this is not going to work. So for as bad as they were in the first half, the Knicks, that comeback should not surprise anybody, though, because we just saw them do it already in the postseason against the Atlanta Hawks. So that's what experience, everyone always says, experience. What is experience? That is what experience brings, where you don't get too high, you don't get too low. You just keep chipping away, keep playing. But I will say this. The Knicks do not win that game without the help of the San Antonio Spurs, who at one point in the third, I was laughing. They're up 25, and I watched 9 straight possessions where they just chucked up a 3 and didn't make one of them. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't you have like this alien like supposed to just put him in the paint, let him just keep taking it to the hoop and get to the foul line and close the game out that way? But instead, they just kept shooting threes I have no idea what the reason was, but they weren't making them, and they allowed the Knicks to get back into that. And Anunoby is likely your new MVP here across the board.
I can't believe I'm gonna be having to be the one to sit here and defend De'Aaron Fox and Taylor Swift. She's 2-0.
Well, listen, but you can't blame De'Aaron Fox. You can't take that. Yeah, I get it. But that game wasn't won or lost because De'Aaron Fox got blocked by Anunoby with 12 seconds left. Like, that was not the reason they lost. They lost because where was your alien in the second? You scored 30 points in the second half. You gave the Knicks, you opened that door wide open and said, come on in, Knicks. And the Knicks are experienced enough. And you know what they did? Walked right through it there, Andy. That's what they did.
Well, and Joe, too, real quick, also, Wemby did get to the foul line in crunch time, and he missed both. So, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, blame him. The alien hanging out and letting Karl Anthony Towns keep him out of that paint simply by pushing him. And then when he got to the line, that's the one that gets kind of ignored. And De'Aaron Fox takes all of how awful his second half were. It takes a whole starting lineup, Joe, to blow 29 points historic lead, not just De'Aaron Fox.
Never happened before. Biggest lead ever blown in a NBA game. That tells you everything you need to know about how everything had to go just right for the Knicks to be able to do what they did. But again, we shouldn't be shocked. They did it to the Hawks, and they did it again now. So this is truly, if you believe it's in the cards, so to speak, for the Knicks, the basketball gods were looking down favorably, but big assist. Big supporting actor. Give that trophy to the San Antonio Spurs and Mitch Johnson. Hell of a job. Well coached in the second half. Well done.
Well, the way I could make the case for San Antonio to come back is they have struggled when there's 1 day rest, and maybe fatigue was a part of that. Every game is now, if it's 2 days between each game from now on. So
right.
they might. But anyway, let's talk NHL here real quick and have you break down Stanley Cup Game 5. Great series. I mean, what a like NHL and NBA. These finals have been spectacular, man. These are great watches. So the books just kind of keep leaving Carolina around -150, -160. Over under at 6 feels a touch low with how these goalies and offense have been playing. What's your take on this game tonight?
Well, I mean, do you go back to Freddie Anderson here? Do you not? Like, what exactly do you do here? And by the way, is anybody hoping Aiden Hill actually makes it on the ice for Vegas? Because last I checked, Hart is not exactly been tearing it up between the pipes there. So I've been saying it all series long. I know everyone thought that, wow, with Carolina, they'll be more than happy to win 3-1 games, 2-1 games, 3-2 at most. Yeah, no. Repeat after me. I will not bet an under for the rest of the games in the Stanley Cup. I will not bet an under when you've got goalie changes and you have now, 33 goals through 4 games? Do not bet an under. Do not expect all of a sudden for things to go well. Vegas has been phenomenal on the road in the postseason. They are extremely experienced here. They are not going to wilt and fold on the road here. Would not shock me if they win this game here tonight. And it does not shock me, and I'm hoping for, and I've been hoping, this thing goes 7. But in no way, shape, or form am I looking at any unders anywhere in this game here. To me, it's all over. I think you can go to Stahl, Stankoven. I think you can go Marner. Just go down to the usual guys for goals there, Andy. First period over. I'm expecting fireworks, not, first 1 to 2 wins. No, you got to score 4 goals or better to win this game the rest of the way through. And both these teams are showing us they're more than capable of doing that.
It's like the Bart Simpson. You're just writing on the chalkboard. I will not bet.
I will not bet an under in the Stanley. Do not bet an under. And by the way, you're running out of opportunities here. Vegas 40. I think there were 43 cents in the predictive markets now. Last year, they win tonight. This is going to be your last chance. If you think Vegas actually runs the table and has a good chance to actually win it all, which I think they're very much live here, given the fact that neither team can stop offensively what the other team wants to do. But the Conn Smythe, everyone had already anointed Mitch Marner as the winner, win or lose, like they did to, McDavid. Yeah, no, I think you're seeing it. The old man Stahl, 5 goals in 4 games? It is, you got some opportunities there in Carolina with that market.
Love it. Yeah, I agree. That was our play of the day. Stahl to have a point.
Yep.
Plus 127. So yeah, we're totally locked.
The prices are great. Yeah, the prices are great.
We're going to talk NBA Finals Game 5, but tell everyone what you have up for everybody on this Thursday.
Oh, we're all about the baseball right now too, and we love it. So Major League Baseball, 2 plays up. One is actually, you know what? I'll just give it to you since we're only about 20 minutes away. And that is, repeat after me. I will not spend money backing Merrill Kelly. I will not spend any money backing Merrill Kelly. The guy he's just lost it, guys. I mean, you say, oh, the guy's lost his fastball. He's lost his fastball. He gives up far too many barrels, too much hard contact. He's not getting any more swings and misses. If he's not striking guys out, he's very hittable here. He's not good on the road. He's never been good against Miami. And Miami, by the way, has outscored him, 18-4 so far in this series? It's a true getaway game. Cincinnati's got to hop on a plane, leave Miami, and then they are off to Cincinnati, I believe, here. And it's tough to back a team that has only won 4 games out of their last, 20? They are not playing well. Do not trust the bullpen. Phillips is going for Miami. He's a bulk guy. He's a reliever that they're turning into a starter. But the way they're swinging the bat, Arizona, coldest bats, certainly against right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks. They can't score. They can't score. They can't stop teams from scoring. And Miami, healthy and finally really starting to score some runs here. So at home for the sweep, I'll take the Miami Marlins, but I want nothing to do with either of these bullpens. I'll take Miami in the first 5 at around minus 115.
Merrill Kelly, remember Ski's old oh hell no.
Oh heck no.
Hell
no.
no.
No, hell no. He is a gas can getting lit up, and it ain't. I mean, the Nats, I think, I don't even know if he got 8 guys out in that last start there. He can't strike anybody out. He's not fooling anybody. That's not going to work.
Well, let's get your take on the big Saturday NBA game. And NBA keeps getting these gifts, man. They don't have to go head-to-head against UFC. It is all about this game. So we got Spurs -5. Wow. At home, over under 216. Who you like?
Yeah, and think about this, though, honestly. I mean, Adam Silver is going to get away with absolutely – I mean, you want to talk about one of the worst seasons, regular seasons that we have had. We're just negative. It's so much so that everyone seems to have forgotten that you have an NBA commissioner that actually has relegation coming to the NBA. I just want everyone to understand he's actually promoting tanking from teams that are halfway good here. So, yeah, this has not been a good year for the NBA, but if you get a team like the Knicks who hasn't won a championship in the biggest market, in the biggest city, and one of the most blue blood organizations ever, then nobody will be talking about it until, of course, we get to, next year when Giannis is still in Milwaukee and John Morant is still in Memphis, and we're all going, what in the hell is going on here? But the Knicks winning will certainly brush a lot of the shall we say, the rough stuff in the NBA right under the rug here, and that's all we'll be talking about. I thought this series would go 6 or 7. I still think it's going to go 6 or 7. I don't think the Knicks are closing out the Spurs at home in San Antonio, so I think they'll have an opportunity to close it out by the time Game 6 rolls around, and at that point, it could be anybody's game. So I wouldn't stick a fork in the Spurs just yet, but I don't think the Knicks are closing it out in Game 5.
I mean, Joe, think about how stupid and dumb this season has been. It started off with a coach being arrested for working with the mob to fix poker games. One of the biggest stars got caught being paid millions of dollars to be a fake Gardner, whatever that is. Those were just 2 stories.
Tree, he's got a tree. It's an arborist, I think. He's a tree trimmer, Kawhi. At $25 million a year. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Are they hiring?
Grows his own weed. Yeah. I mean, you got a guy. You got another guy, Terry Rozier, that took $100,000 and jeopardized $100 million in a contract. $100,000. I mean, that's basically what we've got going on here. So the NBA is welcoming the New York Knicks winning a championship for the first time in a million years, because nobody will remember what kind of cluster what this season was in the NBA.
That's so true.
That's so funny,
Nobody.
And then they just changed the draft and took away a pick from Memphis that Memphis traded for.
And Memphis like, what? What did we do? We've had to deal with John Morant, and you guys, now we're going to get the penalty? Yes, congratulations.
But look at how many celebrities are here at this game. Don't worry about that. Look at how many celebrities come to these games.
Absolutely. Great stuff. And now you got a battle between the Knicks owner and the mayor of New York City. Again, the diversions have been phenomenal. Great job. That's all anybody else was talking about. Not the fact that you were mugging Spurs fans in the street after the game. Oh, and by the way, Knicks fans, you have to go to San Antonio. You realize that, right? You're throwing eggs at Wemby off the bus. You realize what's going to happen now in San Antonio. It's just absolutely unbelievable. But the celebrities, you're right, Dan, the celebrities.
That's all that matters. Look at how many of them are there.
That's right.
You basically, if there's never a foul called, don't worry. Spike Lee will run out to midcourt and cost a ref. So don't worry.
That's correct. Yes. Ben Stiller will tell us how he's always been a fan. No, absolutely not.
Good stuff, Joe. I can't wait to reconvene next week.
Yes.
Maybe we have an end of the. We should do an end, just like you could do the 20 craziest NBA stories here at the end. It could be a one-off video of just how
like the in memoriam they do at the Oscars.
Yes,
just like all the crazy shit that happened.
Yep. And there's Adam Silver going, the Knicks. Yes, congratulations. Wait until that parade shows up in New York when the Knicks win. I can't wait to see that. What do you think those tickets cost, Andy?
New York City New York may get burned to the ground if they win in Game 6 at Madison Square Garden.
Very true.
There ain't nobody going to be able to stop the anarchy that happens that night. I mean, what are the police going to do? Stop it? The police will probably be partying with them. They're lifelong Knicks fans.
That's correct. They've been as miserable as the rest of the fan base for as long as it's been. So should be a lot of fun to watch it all unfold. But I do think it's going back to the Garden one more time. Yeah.
All right, Joe Raineri, thank you very much. Appreciate you as always. Great breakdowns. So why is everybody upset about the celebrities? Like, this is new? Celebrities show up.
It's just, but the thing is like, and I think somebody alluded to this. It was either on Twitter or even here in our chat. Is the same people who are here courtside at the Knicks. If the Lakers were in the championship, they would be sitting courtside wearing Lakers gear. So it's just like, I get it. But I don't know if you saw the interview where Charles Barkley before the game was sitting with Ben Stiller and he was like, how long have you been a Knicks fan? You know what I mean? And he was like, how long have you had season tickets? And he goes, oh, I don't have season tickets. They just give it to us. That's we just get gifted the tickets. I don't know if it was a bit.
That sounds made up. I know. I can't believe James Dolan is going to give away season. That does not check any boxes.
If there's anyone that would just want free publicity and look like he's the coolest guy, it's James. Let's be real. Is with James Dolan, yes, he doesn't want to miss out on a dollar sign, Andy, but he already knows he has real fans paying through the teeth. And with all these celebrities and the market goes up, everybody's talking about how the Garden's the place. Like, if there is anyone who would give away tickets to people who have more dollar signs than the 15 Knicks fans sitting in the top row combined and then some, it's Dolan. I mean, the dude is one of the all-time Dan Snyder-esque guys in sports, right? He just finally lucked into a team that's so talented and not even well coached. They're just a well-oiled machine right now that never gets too low, never gets too high.
He has a security team use facial recognition to identify fans that have said negative things about him on social media so he can kick them out.
The celebrities don't say negative things. They say, thank you for the tickets, Mr. Dolan. If he could, he would have the whole entire Garden filled with paper ticket celebrities. They're not going to say anything bad about him.
Well, let's bring on Carmine. There's a man nobody's ever said a bad word about.
No.
Carmine Bianco.
What up, Carm?
At least today. Actually,
it's
Joe
World Cup Day, baby. It's everyone's pumped to see Carm, man. I know you're excited. You and I, we did a live stream talking about how this is the biggest. It's a unprecedented type World Cup. 48 different nations trying to hoist that ultimate goal. So, Carm, I know you're pumped, man. We got 2 games today, 2 matches today. Let's use the proper vernacular here. We got Mexico and South Africa. That's going to kick off Group A play and kick off this tournament, as Mexico is one of the co-host nations alongside America, the USA, and of course your Canada, Carm. So we'll have plenty to talk about here over the next few weeks, but we got Mexico and South Africa. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. We got South Korea taking on Czechia, or the Czech Republic, and that's going at 9 tonight. So, Carm, let's kick it off with this Mexico game, because you heard Gianni at the top of the show was basically saying they're betting Mexico like they already know the score. So everybody going to the well here on Mexico, the host nation. I mean, host nations in their opening game, historically, Carm, have performed very well. 16 wins, 6 draws, just 1 loss. but you're seeing Mexico 250 here on the three-way line, on the money line, over under, kind of juiced towards the under, which I thought was a little surprising. Maybe they think South Africa won't be contributing many goals in this affair. What do you think about this one, Carm? Mexico and South Africa getting what is one of the best contests, if not the best contest in sports, kicked off here.
Yes, Azteca Stadium, as it's formerly known, but like 87,500 fans fit in that stadium, and it'll be filled today. Talking to Art DeCesar this morning from Southgate, sorry, not Southgate, from Westgate, and he talked about that money's coming in on Mexico. They're betting them at -1, bet them at -1, -110. They're at -1, -140 or -150 now. And I understand it. There's three nations this year hosting Mexico, USA, and Canada. This is the official kickoff. And if you look at host nations in the official opening game of the World Cup, 16 prior World Cups, almost a 95% unbeaten record for the host nation, 10 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss. The one loss being in 2022, Qatar, losing at home to Ecuador 2-0. They ended up losing all 3 of their games, and had they not been the host nation, they wouldn't have qualified for the World Cup. Anyways, so I get the money coming in on Mexico. When we talk about the total, I think the total is being juiced to the under, because what we're going to see is, and I don't want to call South Africa a minnow, but unfortunately, there are teams in the group that you referred to as minnows, and in this one, you've got South Korea in this group, Czechia, or the Czech Republic, as others know them. Their odds to win the group are like +350 and +380. Mexico's like -140. South Africa's +1300. Normally, in these opening games, you will see a team that's not supposed to win just basically park the bus, play a defensive style of football, try and get this game as to halftime even, scoreless, and then try and replicate that in the second half and pick up a point, because 3 points in the group stages this year in this tournament, 3 points gives you a 67.5% chance of qualifying for the round of 32, as 8 of the 12 best third place teams get in. So their point is, let's try and steal a point from Mexico. So I get it. Mexico, this isn't their best team that they've ever fielded, but it's still a very solid team. And they get to play all 3 games at home. So you have to figure if they can somehow break down that midfield and that back line. And I wouldn't be surprised if South Africa has a formation like a 4-4-2, where they have their 2 wing back midfielders dropping back, and you got like 5 or 6 guys in the box and a couple in front of the box. It makes it very tough, and you got to be clinical. But of the 3 teams that are host nations this year, I think Mexico is likely the one that can run up a score on teams, and especially in a heated atmosphere, which is going to be Azteca Stadium, as I still call it, Azteca today. So I get it. Everything is on Mexico, and we always assume when everyone's betting one way, you go the other. But it's tough to make a case on South Africa in this one to get a result.
Yeah, I like the breakdown there, Carm. Mexico heading in, it seems to be at least the class of the group, but as we know, sometimes what we think pre-flop isn't exactly how it plays out. The other game here, Carm, that's in action in Group A play, and don't worry, USA fans, tomorrow, you got to wait until 9 p.m. for your team to finally play, 9 p.m. Eastern, but USA will be playing tomorrow. But Group A, we're going to know what all these 4 teams look like here by the end of this evening, as South Korea is taking on Czech Republic, or Czechia, as Carm astutely said there. This one, to me, Carm, you talk about Mexico being class of the group. This one could very well be winner of this game is who's going to end up grabbing that second place in this group. As you mentioned, in this tournament and how it's set up, is second place is valuable as maybe even just getting your 3 points, qualifying, moving on to the round of 32. That's to be debated as we move on. But as far as this group, these are two sleepers that could win this thing, but certainly this match will tell you who's probably going to be finishing in that second or first spot, right?
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if South Korea were to win the group. I think if Mexico,
Wow.
I think the fact that Mexico is minus 140 gives you an indication of they aren't prohibitive favorites to win the group. We're seeing a lot of group winners or a lot of group prices where the teams are, European teams are minus 240 and higher to win the group. So, you know, as a host nation, they get the advantage of playing all three games on home soil, and that's a huge advantage for them. But you go into this South Korea one. This is a very talented team. They have a front line that can score some goals on this team, and you look at it, and you know there's 5 or 6 categories you look at to try and figure out who the better team is sometimes in a game. And you look at it, and you look at South Africa experience, much more experience in the World Cup than Czechia. Their attack, I think, is better. Their midfield, much more creative. Their pace, much better. And they're going to run at and put a ton of pressure on that back line for Czechia. But where they are good on at Czechia is set pieces. And you got a guy like Patcher Stick on the team. They're very good. They're a physical team as well, too. That's their 2 advantages. Is it enough for them to win this game tonight? I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think you're getting about plus 170, plus 165, plus 170 on South Korea. It's plus money across the board, which means like the 2-way handicap is likely a pick 'em as well too. But plus 170 is honestly, it is worth a sprinkle on this one at plus 170. You know, you look at again the Czech Republic, and they're a pragmatic team. They just go about their way and they find a way to win games. You look at their qualifying. They didn't qualify the normal way through Europe. They had to go through a playoff. You know, in their first playoff game, they played Ireland, losing 2-0. They were able to even it up, get through extra time, and then win it in penalties. Then they played Denmark, a team that normally qualifies for the World Cup. And in that game, which was the final to get into this World Cup, it was the same thing. 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. A scoreless extra period, and then they go to penalty kicks, and they win it in penalty kicks again. So they find a way to win at times. Does that work in the World Cup? Not always. I'm much higher on teams that do in convincing fashion against good opposition, and I think South Korea falls into that category. So that's why I think they're the better team tonight and likely should get the win.
Yeah, and Carm, one thing too, we always like warning people when the World Cup rolls around, or when you're betting soccer in general, whether you're following some of the great handicappers like Carm here loading soccer plays, always read the fine print where we make it very clear of what you are actually betting, because 3-way lines, draws will throw in if you're looking at money lines. So there are bets like tie no bets, draw no bets. So make sure you are reading the analysis from the capper and you're making the correct bet before bombarding customer service with how come they said this play won when it lost, or how come this play lost. So check what you are betting, double check it, and then press bet. That's my public service announcement here before we head into the tournament, Carm, because betting soccer is different than betting any sport, because those 3-way lines super important to keep an eye on, Carm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So whether it is the group stages or whether it's the knockout stages, what you have to remember is when you log into your book and you click on World Cup, there normally the first thing you're going to see is much like this South Korea game, you'll see South Korea plus 165. You'll see the draw around plus 240, and then you see Czechia at about plus 180 or plus 190. There are 3 different options on how this game will go. It's either Team A or Team B is going to win, or it's going to end in a draw. All bets are graded on 90 minutes plus injury time, which is normally about 5-6 minutes or so in the group stages and in the knockout stages. Now, in the knockout stages, if a game is tied after 90 minutes and you took a team to win, your bet is a loss. But there are other options that you can take if you wanted to try and avoid the draw, is taking the 2-way handicap. And on my page at WagerTalk, you'll see there is a cheat sheet for for betting soccer, which explains three-way lines and two-way lines. Two-way lines is essentially a handicap in the game. So you think about it along the lines of football. You might see a team like Mexico is favored by a goal in today's game. If you bet them on the two-way line and they win the game 1-0, you push your bet. It's much like betting an NFL team favored by 3 and they win by 3. It is a push. If they win by more than a goal, you cash your ticket. Sometimes the two-way handicap is the best way. You know whether you win or lose, and the draw does not affect you unless you are taking the dog. And if you take the dog +1, in this case, South Africa, let's say in the game, you're getting them at +1, which means they can win, they can lose, they can end in a draw and you cash, or if they lose by a goal, you push. So you have 3 different things. So the handicap is very important in this. And I think if you're a novice to sports betting, as far as soccer goes, sometimes playing the handicap line, you'll see some books have it as listed as spread and total. You click on the spread and total tab and it shows you the spread and total, and that eliminates 3 options and narrows it down to 2. And you can take the spread. You can either take the dog or you can take the favorite.
Yeah, and Carm, we won't even get into the whole mess of talking about Asian handicap lines and the quarter goals and the 3/4 goals. You want to learn about that?
Yes.
DM Carmine Bianco. Go over to his page, wt.buzz/CB.
It's on that cheat
Carm,
sheet.
they'll find how to bet, that cheat sheet. What else are they going to find at your page? Because I know you are amped up for this tournament. And, oh, yeah, the Stanley Cup Finals is going on as well, man. So what are folks going to find over at your page?
Yeah, NHL winner in Game 4 with the best bet. And we have one up for tonight. So you can head over and you'll find that on my page. And then the World Cup, a couple games, a couple plays today, and a bunch of other future bets as well, too. And games for this weekend, starting 2 games today, 1 tomorrow, and a bunch on the weekend as well, too, including a 5% play. You can get every single World Cup play, prop, futures, side, total that I release over at WagerTalk. If you purchase the WagerTalk World Cup package on my page, $149, it gets you all of those plays right through to the Cup final. And the last 2 World Cups, plus 60.1 units of profit. We've won the last 2 World Cups, and we're going to do it again.
I love it, Carm. Keep it up. Also, with that price, Carm is going to get you access to a Discord channel where he'll be firing off on his live bets. If Carm is betting it throughout the World Cup, you can bet it as well. So check that out over at Carm's page. If you didn't get access yet, just reach out to him at Carmine Bianco WT. He'll make sure you'll be good to go, but gives you access to that Discord. Andy, we are in action in that in one of these matches today, and you can check it out, wt.buzz. /AL. But brother, we got to shut things down. But first, let's do a little free play action. Let's go all around the world, my friend.
Yeah, we're going to continue this theme of fading the Chicago Sky in the rebounding department.
Yes.
So we'll take Leah Boston over 7.5. They still give up the most rebounds per game at 40. So we'll just keep playing this. And then Formula One race, jump on Kimi Antonelli to win at +110. If he's on the pole again, he's going to win. And he's just been dusting the field, like a straight up humiliation of his teammate. This guy's 19 years old and he is waxing George Russell, and no other car can keep up with them. So if he ends up on the pole, he's going to run away with it. And if he does end up on the pole, this thing's going to be -200. So Kimi Antonelli to win in Barcelona. So those are your free plays. All right. Great show. Thank you to the guests. World Cup starts tonight, baby. Super excited about that. Yeah. Hit the like button. And also don't forget to subscribe if you have not. We just passed 250,000. Like, what's the next goal? Is it 300,000? Is it?
No, I think the next goal becomes 500,000, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the next goal,
okay.
The next goal is 300,000 for sure. But you know, like the next milestone feels like it's 500,000, right? So took us a couple years to get there. Let's see if we can we can capitalize on the fact that we're 250,000 now. Maybe shorten the next 250,000 we grab.
Wow, that's That's a lot of people subscribing to the channel. That'd be exciting.
Right?
That'd be exciting.
That would be exciting. There you go. It's the only way to go, right? Only way to go is up, Andy. Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much, guys. We've got a big show for you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good luck on all your bets and take care.